What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2! Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the June monthly on the PS4. Yesterday, during my hours of live streaming, I gave out some bad information. So I wanted to clear that up for everybody. The quickest way to complete the June monthly on the PS4, that's the Mesmerization monthly, is still doing the Harbinger. The one change versus what I told everyone is at the beginning of May on the PC, when we had that monthly there, you could use the Sword of Unholy Fire, and the auto taunt on that allowed you to complete the monthly AFK. You actually can't complete it AFK anymore. However, the same process is still the best way to go. So you want to get to Harbinger's Worship. The difficulty you choose is based off of your power, really. You want the bads from Wave 1 to be able to go up in the air more than one time with your geyser traps for the knock-up before they're killed. In my case, I have to go all the way to Nightmare 4 because on all the other maps it one-shots all the bads. Now you can, of course, take off pieces of gear and lower your defense power way down and make it so that they get knocked up multiple times, but figure the amount of time you got to be in the map anyway just to get all the taunts is going to make it so it's kind of pointless to do that. It definitely takes longer to get the taunts than anything else, but we're going to go ahead and set this up like so. Come on, little box of goodness. Just pop now. Anyway, I did a video on this last month, so I hate to do the same thing over again, but since I was giving out the false information about the Sword of Unholy Fire, I figured I would pop in and just show everybody what I did. Now I'm playing on my PC right now, but I did already finish up the monthly for the PS4. And we're just going to throw some blocks down, any flavor, doesn't matter. And then, let's see, first things first, we want to get some geysers in the mix. This is the area we're actually going to stop and be taunting from, so I don't want to put geysers all the way up. Oops. I don't want to put them all the way up to the entrance. I want to have let the bads have a little bit of room to kind of get grouped up and run down in there. So in this case, it looks like 5 of them is probably going to be a pretty good number. That's going to start knocking them up right about here, and hopefully create a little bit of a bottleneck there for my taunts. And then on these other entrances, we're just going to go ahead and just put as many as we can up to the entrance. Now I have almost no defense health on my Huntress, on purpose, and with the amount of charges I have, which is not very many, I'm still able, to complete the monthly in one whack. Just one run. It took, on the PS4, I actually did it during the trendy dev stream today. So I was watching the dev stream and kind of doing it half AFK, half not. And was able to knock it out in the time that it took to do the dev stream. Let's see, we got 5 there. Let's go ahead and get one more here. Alright, then we're going to switch over to our monk. It's important to make sure that you do not have a Purge Evil weapon equipped. You don't want these guys all exploding and dying. You want them to stay alive for a minute. However, you do want to make sure you have Idle Flow on your relic. Idle Flow is going to throw out that slow, of course, which is part of the monthly. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a Serenity down on each one of these. One over here just for good measure. If you don't have another weapon and you want to get right to it and get your monthly done, just let me move this a little closer. That way I get some heals out of it too. Anyway, if you don't have another weapon, just buy the cheapest thing you can buy off of the blacksmith or whatever you need to do. Alright, and then for the slows as well, we're going to go ahead and pop on our Frosty Mage. And we're going to slap some frosty towers around here. Really is as many as you can. The rest of your DU, you want to just go ahead and throw down frosties. Let me get some over here, and then I'll just load up the other side. I think you want to have a minimum of like 4 or 5, because of course this is going to provide the slow as well. And you gotta slow 100,000 times, so that's a lot of times. You want a lot of things throwing the slow out there. In fact, let's go one more. I'll just put it right here. Alright, and then we can throw some more over here. I think I'm just gonna run them down here. Just getting as many slows as possible in the mix. The geysers, of course, are going to kill the mobs, because we're not going to leave wave 1. So not leaving wave 1 is going to, you know, nothing tough is going to come out of there. So, I mean, your geyser traps are going to end up destroying the mobs. You just want to find that sweet spot. Like I said, pick your difficulty based off of how far the mobs make it in. If you're, you know, my geyser traps are not ridiculous or anything. It's 3600 DPS. I'm sure a lot of people have that. If you're in my situation, you have to go to Nightmare 4. Alright, I think we are actually all set up now. Still got a little bit of green mana left. I'll just throw another one right here just for giggles. Alright, now that you got that all squared away, you want to make sure you have your Squire in your hero deck and your DPS character, as you are going to have to kill the cannon here in wave 1. Once the cannon's dead, I'll show you what to do next. So let's just go ahead and get this cannon knocked down. Alright, cannon down. So now we can go ahead and switch over to our Squire and run over here behind this coil of rope. Now, as you sit behind this coil of the rope, the Harbinger, of course, is just going to fire into you, but he's going to hit the coil and not you. And then you're going to sit here for the next 60 minutes or so and just spam your taunt every time it's up. Of course, you got to get onto your Squire, which I just switched off of my Squire. Let's try that again. There we go. There's a taunt. And then we're going to wait 16 seconds, rinse and repeat. In my situation, I watch the dev stream. I strongly suggest anyone else firing something up on YouTube or whatever the case is, because it's going to be kind of a boring hour. But in an hour-ish, your monthly will be done. So just kick it right behind that coil of rope. You're not going to die. You're not going to repair anything. You're not going to do anything else. It's actually kind of a real nice indicator. When your traps start to run out of charges, you're probably getting pretty close to being finished. But anyway, hope that clarifies it and helps everyone out. But once again, another 1 hour monthly quest, or monthly mission, so it should be pretty easy for everybody to get this one done, get that nice chunk of Defender medals, and start buying up those skill spheres for your Abyss Lord. So anyway, thanks again for watching. See you guys soon.